Welcome to the video tutorial on how to play Greta Van Fleet's song Lover, Leaver, Taker, Believer. I posted a cover for this one about a week ago now, and I've just been super busy lately, so I haven't uploaded the lesson soon after, but here we are. So this song is pretty repetitive, which makes it easier to explain, but it's also very long, and there are a few things that I find Jake does on his guitar that change from concert to concert, and so it makes it difficult to tell for sure which parts are for sure the parts that will be in the song once they release the studio version. So especially in the later part of the song where they're just messing around, a lot like what Led Zeppelin did in their song Dazed and Confused. So I'll try my best to explain as much of that as possible, but some of the stuff is even just him tapping his pick on the pickup, just to make like a clicking sound. And there's another part where he'll tap his pick on the E string and then he'll slide down. So I'll try and explain it as best I can, but for that part, for the most part, I'll explain the parts that are crucial, and then after that you can have a little bit of freedom with what you want to play around with in there. So without any further ado, let's just start with the beginning, because this will be easiest to explain. So he is starting with an E minor chord up on, so you're going to bar the 7th fret of the A string, or the 7th fret in general, except for the E string. So with your first finger, you're going to bar that, and then you'll have your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the D string, 4th finger on the 9th fret of the G string, and 2nd finger on the 8th fret of the B string. And altogether you're going to play the E note as well. And so what he's doing is in the riff he's playing, he's pulling off his 2nd finger and his 4th finger. So that 3rd finger stays on the 9th fret of the D string, but everything else except for so your 2nd and 4th finger are pulling off and then going back on. And then for the riff after that, the first riff, he goes to the 2nd fret of the D string and then plays open D string, 2nd fret of the A string, open A string, and then 3rd fret of the E string, and then open E. So all together. And in the chord, he does that pull-off thing 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, riff. And then back to the chord, 1, 2. And now at the beginning part, he does another little riff right before Josh enters singing. And so he'll go on the D string, 7th fret, and then 9th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, 9th fret on the G string, and then a little hammer-on pull-off on the G string, 7th fret to 9th fret, and then back down to 9th fret on the D string. And then you'll play your D string and G string open, and then you'll bar them, 2nd fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you'll play it open once, 3 times, or 4 times with the bar, and then open again once. So let's go all together from the beginning of this first riff. And then that repeats, except the 2nd time through, this is where Josh comes in with the first verse. Same here. Except here you don't do that riff again, he keeps going. So you play the chord as if you would have normally played it with the first riff, and then here it's the same thing at the bottom. So first time, second time, and then he'll repeat the same lick as he did the 2nd time twice. while Josh is singing, while Josh is singing the verse, the 2 verses. Except here, once you go to this riff where you bar the 2nd fret, you only play it so on off. So you'll play open and then barred. So it's a different rhythm than it was before. So initially, but now once the drums come in with the fill, the guitar goes along with that. And then you play another one like as if you would have done the first time. So you have that little riff up here again before you go down. And then Josh comes back in again for another 2 rounds. Now you play the E string twice, and then power chord up at the 7th and 9th fret. So 7th fret of the A string and 9th fret of the D string and G string. And then you play the riff. Again, the 2 E's and the E power chord, and then again, back to the initial riff. Except here, you're just going to play the 9th fret of the G string. And this is what leads into the solo. So then you play it. And now with the solo, you're going to go A string, 7th fret, and D string, 5th fret. So, and then you slide up 2 frets each. So, A, D, A, D, A. And then same thing, you slide up 1 fret with your 3rd finger on the A string, and then 2 frets on the D string. So you're going to go 7th fret and 5th fret to 9th fret and 7th fret to 10th fret and 9th fret. And then back down 7th or 9th fret and 7th fret. And then 7th fret and 5th fret. So. Here you're going to slide down 1 extra, so you're going to go 5th fret and 4th fret. So, and then now it's going to go pull off 5th fret to 4th fret on the D string, and then play the 5th fret on the A string, so twice. And then the same riff, just starting on the D string now. So you're going to go 14th fret on the D string and 12th fret on the G string. Slide up 2 frets, 16th fret and 14th fret. And then you're going to slide up 1 in the D string, so 17th fret. And then you're sliding up 2 again on the G string. So same ideas, exact same pattern as what it was down here, just starting on a G string with your 14th fret and your 12th fret. And then you pull off again from 12th fret to 11th fret on the G string. And now he does that bend to the whole bend on the G string, 14th fret. And then he'll play the B string and the E string when you bar them on the 12th fret. And I'll play that 6 times. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th time it's fast. Because then he goes into the pull off lick. So you do and then you play the 15th fret on the B string to the 12th fret, and then 14th fret on the G string, 12th fret on the G string, and then 14th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G string, 14th fret twice on the G string. So let's go from the bend part at the beginning of this high part. 4, 5, 6. So then you play that twice, and then you go 12th fret on the G string, 14th fret on the G string, 14th fret on the D string, and then you'll play 12th fret on the D string to 14th fret, and then to 12th fret on the G string, 14th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G string, a whole bend from the 14th fret on the G string, and then you'll play the 12th fret B string and E string, and then another pentatonic lick, 15th fret to 12th fret, and then 14th fret on the G string, and then 12th fret, and then 14th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the D string, back to 14th fret, 12th fret on the G string, 14th fret, and then he goes down to the 5th fret on the B string, and then he'll do another little run. I'm not sure if I got this exactly, but I just play 5th fret, pull off to 3rd fret on the B string, and then I'll play 4th fret on the G string, and then I'll slide down and I'll play the 3rd fret on the B string, and then 4th fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the G string, and then a full pull off, so 4th fret to 2nd fret, and then pull off the open G, and then it goes to the D power chord. So let's go over the whole solo slowly. So starting from the thirds here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a D power chord, except you're gonna play the A on the E string 5th fret as well. So, and then slide up to an E power chord. So you'll do that repetition 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back to the original riff. And so you'll do that original riff 3 times, and then so afterwards I'll start from the 2nd time of the riff where Josh starts singing again. They go silent, and this is where it goes into the separate part of the song now. So you're gonna play the E string and then an E power chord, same position I showed earlier. So 7th fret on the A string and 9th fret on the D string and G string. So you'll play the E string twice, and then you'll play the power chord, and then watching it live, I see him sliding down the neck after he plays the chord, so he'll slide down and then he'll go back up for another 2, and then again, and then now he'll slide down to the D power chord for the 2nd part. So he'll do that 4 times. So 1, 2, goes silent, he holds the E string open, and this is where he adjusts his gain. So he turns the gain, I turn it all the way up. So crank it full blast because he's getting that feedback from the guitar. So he cranks his gain as well as puts on a slide. Now, I'll turn my guitar down. I do not have a proper slide. However, I did make a makeshift one that works just as well, or probably not as well as a proper slide, but it works. It functions as a slide. I plan on getting a slide in the future, but if you don't have a slide at home, don't worry about it. You can find something around your house, most likely, that will work. Like this is a little piece of plastic tubing, and I put, because it was too big for my finger, I put a little bit of Gorilla Tape inside of it so that it would take up some space and also stick to my finger. So if you can see that. And so I put it on my fourth finger, and now I'm playing just the open E string. And this is where it gets a little bit weird because he'll do the feedback, and I'll put this on my rhythm so that my bridge pick up. And it's not going to work now. There it is. It's a bit tricky to get, and you have to have your volume quite a bit louder as well to get it to work. There it is. So he'll do the feedback stuff like that, and then he'll go up. He'll use his slide, go up to the 12th fret on the B string and E string, and he'll go back up again. And then once Josh starts going into the high pitched note, he'll start this little riff. So what this riff is you start A string, 7th fret, and then you'll play it. You're palm muting it the whole way through. So whichever rhythms you want to use with the pick. I've heard it where he plays the E string and then he'll play the 7th fret on the A string. So E to E, E to 7th fret on the A string, E to 5th fret, E to 4th fret, and then here it's toggling back and forth between 5th fret and 4th fret on the A string. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, and then you'll slide down to the 2nd fret. So first time, and now, and instead of sliding down this time, you'll play the 5th fret on the A string and slide up to back up to the 7th fret. So that together is one time through. So and then he'll play it one more time in this range. And now he goes up to the 14th fret on the D string. And there, you can play the E string if you want. Same pattern. So 14th fret to 12th fret to 11th fret, all on the D string. And then you'll toggle again between the 12th and 11th fret on the D string. And then 12th fret to 11th fret, slide down to 9th fret. And then you'll do it again. And then at this time again, you slide back up from the 12th fret to the 14th fret to get that E. So all together, and then that goes twice as well. So the same amount of times as what it was in the lower range. So all together. he does a little bend from the 11th fret on a G string. And then he'll play the same riff a couple more times. And then after playing that a few more times, he will slide all the way up to the 12th fret, B string and E string again. And then slide back down. And then he'll slide up to the 9th fret on the G string. And then slide back down. And then he'll slide back up to here, 12th fret. And now he's doing things with the pickup as well, like tapping on the pickup. And then he'll start tapping on his E string with the pick. And that's where he goes up to the 9th fret. So after tapping, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, slide. He'll go to 9th fret on the G string, slide to 7th fret, slide to 6th fret, back to 7th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, or 4th fret, sorry. So. And then he'll go, he goes back up the neck, so he goes 4th fret to 5th fret, to 4th fret to 5th fret, to 6th or 7th fret to 9th fret, and then 7th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 12th fret, 11th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret, and then 16th fret. And then he'll play just the E on the 12th fret. And then Josh will be singing higher. Josh will actually go up to an F sharp and then up to a G. So you just keep playing the E. And then once the drum fill happens, then you're going. So what it is on the E string, you're going to slide from 12th fret to 11th fret, or sorry, 12th fret to 10th fret. And then back to the B string at 12th fret. So, and then you play the E string, 12th fret again at the end, twice. So on the third time you do that, you slide to the 15th fret. And then you play it again. And now he goes up off the face of the earth, basically. He goes off his neck, and the slide is up. It may vary for different guitars depending on how long your neck is. I know some guitars go up so that the fretboard actually has that note on it. So, but I don't. He doesn't. So you're gonna play a little bit off. You just have to have a good ear for it, and you listen. So. So, same idea, he does it twice, exactly the same thing, just an octave higher. And then he'll go back down here. And after a few more times of that, he'll play an E power chord, D power chord, E power chord, D power chord, E power chord, D power chord, E power chord, D, E. And at the end, once they get into that triplet, so you'll play the power chords 4 times. So E to D 4 times. E, D, E, 2, 3, 4. So now you're in a triplet pattern with your pick. So 1. So you can go anywhere on the neck that makes sense. he does it differently every concert. So I don't know exactly what would be done on the studio recording because it hasn't been released yet. So there's your guitar lesson on it. If they come out with the studio version with their new album that's coming out soon, I may update a new lesson if anything's different. But for now, that's what I've figured out by ear, just by watching them play it live. So I hope it's helped. Also, I wanted to mention I've been getting a lot of comments about my tone. So I am using a Marshall amp. I know that's what he uses on stage. These things have wicked tone on them. What I'm doing is, for overdrive, I have my gain, when I'm not playing that second part of the song, I have it set to about a quarter of the way. So just at about 2 notches. So there's a 0, there's the first notch, there's a second notch, right about there, pointing at the left side of the amp. And then I typically have my treble, contour, and bass all in the middle for the equalizer, and then reverb, it varies based on what I'm playing. So for this, I had it higher just because it's the riff requires the reverb higher, but other songs I don't have it as high. And then also, I prefer to have my pickup switched into the treble position for this song, just because it gives that extra crunch when you're playing the chords. Whereas if you're on the rhythm, the difference. That treble, the treble notes of the chord just pop out a lot more when you have it on the treble setting. So if it's up to it's personal preference for me. I've got my tone knob all the way up, my volume knobs all the way up. For different songs, I'll adjust my volume knobs, some tones, but this one, everything's all the way up on my guitar, and I'm using my treble setting on my guitar. So hopefully that helped. If you guys have any questions or any other requests you want, just leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll get to it when I get a chance. I know I've been a little slow lately because I've been super busy, but I'll get to them when I have a chance. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And until then, keep on rocking, guys.